12 years after the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Tobe Hooper came back and made a sequel, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, hot on the heels of the wave of slasher movies that were out at this time. You know, it was the middle of the 80s. We were riding the Friday the 13th train pretty hard by this point, Nightmare on Elm Street and all them. So yeah, I guess he thought, why not dip his toe back into that water? Yeah, I'm kind of wishing he hadn't. As you may know if you saw my review for the first film, wasn't a particularly big fan. Can't say things have changed much here either. Yeah, we're back. So the film starts off with a crazy car chase kind of thing in which the family hack up this car whilst it's moving with a chainsaw and kill the two people inside, who also just happen to be on the phone to a radio station who records all this stuff. Yeah, so the woman, the DJ there, she's got this evidence, if you want to call it that, of what went on, but no one wants to listen. None of the police are interested because everyone's in denial that there is even a family out there or anyone doing these murders. They keep putting them down to accidents and this, that and the other. Someone who does believe, though, is this character called Lefty by Dennis Hopper, and he's basically a relative of I think an uncle of the woman who survived at the beginning of at the end of the first film. He does go to the DJ woman. They kind of team up loosely. He pretty much leaves her to it for most of the running time, to be honest, when he should be there to back her up. But whatever. Yeah, it's mostly this woman fending for herself against the family who come after her. You know, she plays this tape on air to try and get police attention drawn to it. The family hears it and they come after her. Yeah, they kidnap her. Well, they don't kidnap her. They think they killed her because Leatherface, for whatever reason, gets a soft spot for her. She understands him or whatever. It's just describing this plot actually just makes me want to shoot my brains out. This character called Chop Top, played by Bill Moseley, he and Leatherface are the ones that initially attack her. Chop Top himself being one of the most annoying characters, antagonists I've ever seen in my life. I hated this guy. I really, really hated this guy. I know Bill Moseley gets a lot of respect amongst the horror community. You know, I know he's done a lot of work with Rob Zombie, again, work that I really cannot stand. I'm not a big fan of Rob Zombie. I do not like him here at all. It's not so much that his performance is bad, it's the character. He just does not stop talking, and everything that comes out of his mouth is deliberately designed to antagonize and creep and just annoy. I think some people would find it amusing. I think some people genuinely like the character of Chop Top because they find some kind of amusement from him. I get none. I hate the guy. I wish he would shut up. I wish somebody would stick something in his mouth that is quite painful. Unfortunately, he spends most of the film talking. So yeah, hate him. Caroline Williams as Vanita Brock, she's the woman who's being terrorized, she's a likable character. She's got more character than anyone from the first film, so I do feel sorry for her and sympathize with her when she's getting terrorized, and I do want it to stop for her sake. I also like the character of Lefty for a lot of the film. Like the first half, he seems to be the one that we're going to follow. He seems to be the main character, but I feel like they got him in just so they could get Dennis Hopper's name above the title and then kind of lose him for much of the film, which is really annoying. I like this vendetta that he has. It's almost like a holy war, a holy mission of vengeance. You know, you see him praying at times before he's about to go into the lion's den. He's praying for God to give him the strength to overcome the fear, and I love that stuff. And then, like I say, we just lose him. He just goes off bonkers around chopping things with a chainsaw, and clearly Dennis Hopper didn't really know how to use a chainsaw, because his skills, his chainsaw skills in his film are pretty pathetic, it must be said. The way he kind of bounces it off things, it's quite feeble. I know we get sequels, I know we get more sequels after this, but some of the stuff that happens to these characters, I'm sorry, you're not walking away from. Leatherface gets... I mean, I don't know if they're prequels. They could be prequels. So, you know, benefit of the doubt for now. Like I say, these are the only two I've watched. I watched the remake a long time ago, but yeah, as far as recently goes, these are the only two I've watched. So I don't know if the ones that come after this are prequels. But yeah, I'm sorry, but you're dead. You're dead, mate. You ain't coming back for more, put it that way. Prequel maybe, but you ain't coming back for a sequel. Not with that chainsaw going right through your body. The grandpa's back. You know, the one I said from in my first review, they had to put the hammer in his hand and he could barely control it. What the hell? They even state at the beginning of this film that this takes place 10 years after the original. There's no way that guy is still alive. No way. The dad, I find him even more annoying in this one. If anything, I found him quite intriguing in the first film because he did seem to have... I use this in the loosest sense of the word. He was the one who had the most of a moral core out of the family, which sounds ridiculous to say, but he said in the first film that he didn't like to do the killing personally. You know, I think he just didn't want to get his hands dirty. But yeah, suffice to say, they're all pretty messed up bunch. Here, yeah, we start the film with him winning an award for some pie cooking contest. Guess what's in the pies? Bit of a sick joke. I suppose some people would find that funny. Like I say, I like these two characters that we're given. This lefty character and this female character that we follow. Not enough is done with Hopper's character, and her character is just, again, she goes through the ringer like the one in the first film. I like that she gets to fight back and gives them some comeuppance, and there is some kind of poetry in the film ending very much in the same way the first one did, but rather than Leatherface kind of waving the chainsaw around, it's her. I don't think it's handled particularly well. It's kind of done from a very wide shot, and quite frankly, she just looks ridiculous. I can almost hear the director off screen saying, swing it some more, a bit harder. Yeah, it looks ridiculous, but just keep going. And Leatherface in this. So Gunnar Hansen was Leatherface in the first one. We get a different actor for this one. I don't think he does as good a job as Gunnar Hansen. Admittedly, you're a dude behind a mask. Not much of a performance is required, but the body language is a bit off for me. It's more comical than scary. He keeps putting the chainsaw in the air and doing this weird monkey thing that just, it looks ridiculous. It makes me laugh. It doesn't frighten me at all. It doesn't fill me with a sense of dread. It just looks ridiculous. Yeah, a much bigger budget, obviously, for this one. So the den, the hideout, where the family are now living, is actually a really impressive piece of production work. It looks like something out of a Mad Max film. So you can see that that's where the budget's gone. You know, they've gone, look, this is where the main chunk of the film is going to take place. At least half of the film is going to take place here. Let's put all our production design money into this. Let's really production design the crap out of this, and they do. You know, and it looks great. It looks gnarly. It looks horrible, disgusting. You can tell that the family have lived there for a good long time, hiding out. But it's just a shame it's in this film. Again, Chop Top, he just annoys me too much. Every moment he's on screen, I just feel my back getting up against the wall. And then they repeat stuff from the first film. Again, that whole scene with the hammer, just ripped right out of the first film. We've seen that once already. I get that the family, you know, they're not going to change their ways. Clearly, they're probably going to do this with every victim, so there is continuity there in that sense, but I don't need to see it again. I've seen it once already. I see much of what's in this film already, and I didn't like it the first time. An increased budget allows for better production. Tobe Hooper still has some skills with the camera. He knows where to place it. He knows how to get tension out of you. I just don't like these antagonists. You know, if you're going to put dialogue in the mouths of your horror icon antagonists, then make them charismatic and make them funny, like Freddy. You know, otherwise, give me a Jason, give me a Michael. Keep the gob shut. You know, they tried to give a bit more for Leatherface here. They make him even more childlike. But he's just too disgusting of a creature for me to sympathise with. I'd rather someone just put him out of his misery. He's going nowhere in civilization. You know, there's no way you're bringing this guy back into any kind of civil way of living. Put a bullet in his head, put him out of his misery. And I'm not even one who condones euthanasia, but this guy would seriously make me reconsider that. Yeah, some of the stuff in this film, you know, I just remembered. So there's a guy with the female DJ. He gets killed. He's clearly dead. I'm sorry, but he's been smashed over the head with a hammer constantly, a good 20 times by Chop Top. You know, he's just hammering this guy's head. And then they take the body with them, and it turns out he's still alive. He gets up. Not only that, but he gets up after he's been skinned. Leatherface takes his face off and a few bits of his arm and his leg and stuff, which is just sick. I don't personally get why anybody would want to watch that, what kind of enjoyment they get out of that personally. As I said in my review for the first film, I prefer horror movies to be about story and about character, having something to say. This doesn't. But yeah, he gets up. He's alive. Despite having his head bashed in with a hammer, despite being skinned, and it's ridiculous. The whole film is ridiculous. The characters are annoying. I hated it. Good production design does not save it. I give it a 2 out of 5. If you disagree with me, please, by all means, have your say in the comment section below. But yeah, I'm afraid you're probably not going to win me over. Like I say, if you've gotten this far in my review and you still disagree with me, then I still thank you for watching. But yeah, that's about all I've got to say on the matter. Until next time, cracking.